Here are 6 games that I played at PAX East that you need to wishlist right now. The last one I guarantee you've never heard of, but I promise it's gonna be a sleeper hit. It's an indie horror, really cool game. Stick around, stay tuned, I'll show you. If you've never been to PAX East, first of all, what are you doing with your life? It's a big gaming convention centered around indie games. And as a content creator myself, you 100% need to be taking advantage of these conventions, but that's a whole separate video idea. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a video about being a content creator and why I think you need to be going to these conventions. PAX is about those indie games. The first booth that I went to is Dredge XP. They're a company that is focused around the horror indie genre, so obviously I had to go check them out. I got to play 2 of their games. I played the first one, which is Amanda the Adventurer. It's basically like a Blue's Clues, kind of like innocent, childlike game, which I know, stick with me though. You follow Amanda and her lamb through these like videos where you make decisions, and through like Easter eggs, you basically start to piss her off. She'll start to ask you to do certain things, but if you kind of like rebel against her, the game starts to get a little like sinister and creepy and scary. And at one point I even said, basically, I wanted to have a lamb pie. Her friend, the lamb got very scared. It got very sinister and it left it on a very like cliffhanger kind of moment. I will 100% be playing this game because I want to know what's going on with it. Seems like a little short, very unique horror game. Very excited about that. I also got to check out My Friendly Neighborhood. So think puppets trying to kill you, kind of like the Muppets. In the demo, you try to do this puzzle, and I did so bad. Those puppets kicked my ass. There's actually a demo out for that on Steam, but it's different from the demo that I played at PAX apparently. So those are 2 games from Dredge XP that I will 100% be playing. You guys know me, horror is my thing, so figured we'd start out with some more. I feel like indie horror is just really where it's at. Like, there's so many little gems that people don't ever get to see just because they're indie. They're not as popular, but I'm telling you, these 2, they're gonna be great. Now, I have to say, the most impressive booth at PAX East was the Devolver booth. One side of it was a movie theater setup, and the other side was completely dedicated to Cult of the Lamb and its new DLC that's coming out. It's called Cult of the Lamb, Relics of the Old Faith. Basically, they added in a new ability with the game. With these relics, you'll get to see it. Definitely just more of Cult of the Lamb. If you haven't played that like already, I seriously play it now. But I can tell you that the DLC is definitely going to be more of what we expect with Cult of the Lamb. It's really adorable, but also really kind of like creepy. Fun fact, when I was at the booth, I got to talk to their team a little bit. They saw that I was a creator and they were like,
"Have you heard of the lamb?"
And I was like, have I? I've met the lamb. They ended up actually giving me codes for you guys. They had a PAX East exclusive follower form and they gave me a giant thing of codes. Can you read this? Here's one of them, but they gave me a giant thing of codes. I'm gonna be giving away the rest of all of these little dudes right here. There's a lot in here. I'm gonna be giving those away when we check out the DLC when it comes out, but Cult of the Lamb, if you haven't already played it, wishlist it right now. While I was there, I also had an appointment at the Raw Fury booth to check out, drumroll please, Pizza Possum. I know what you're thinking, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. Kayla, what are you talking about? You usually do horror games. The people at the booth even were like,
don't you mostly do horror stuff?
I do, but sometimes you need the cuteness in your life. And I can tell you that Pizza Possum is something we're checking out. Basically, you play as a possum, and the entire goal is to eat as much food as humanly possible while not getting attacked by these dogs that are chasing you around. It's very stealth heavy, so I did not shine in it when I was playing it. It definitely has kind of that Untitled Goose Game energy if you've played that one. I think it's gonna be great. I think it kind of flew in under the radar, but definitely check it out. 100%. Probably make a exclusive YouTube video around that. Let me know if you want that. I might see if I can get in contact with the devs about doing something like that for you guys. Maybe like do a giveaway or something, because I have a cute little pizza possum pin that I want to do a giveaway for. So let me know if you're interested. While I was there, I also stopped by the Daedalic Entertainment booth. They are making the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. Obviously, I need to check that out as somebody who is a massive fan of the Lord of the Rings. They're making a game that you get to run around as Gollum. And I know that might sound a little weird, but I need to know what happens in it. They also definitely cutified Gollum. He's got really big beady eyes. You run around as him. I played probably 10 minutes of that demo. Gandalf actually narrates a lot of it. There was some stealthy parts where I was following some orcs and I was trying to stay hidden. Again, stealth, not my forte, but I had a great time with it. There's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to figure out in it's definitely very intriguing. But while I was waiting in line to play Gollum, another game of theirs actually caught my eye, and I had never heard of it before, so I doubt any of you have ever heard of it before. I really think it's gonna be a good one. It's called Reveal. Not Reveal, Reveal. It's a first-person psychological thriller walking sim with puzzles and exploration. Kind of think similar to Layers of Fear in the way that the environment changes. I actually got to sit down with a developer while I was playing the demo, and first of all, their puzzles kicked my ass. I'm starting to think I'm not very good at games. They completely kicked my ass, and he laughed at me the whole time. It was so bad that the puzzle actually started having to help me. It was one of those rotatey things with a ball and a bunch of holes, and you're trying to get it through the maze, and I kept landing the ball in every single hole. It was honestly a very intriguing game to me, because even in the whole hustle and bustle of this convention, it was still able to scare me. You know how loud conventions can be? Somehow they still managed to pull me into this horror game, and they literally jump scared me. It's got a lot of carnival scenes. There was some house moments that were really spooky, really kind of creepy puzzles involving teeth. And then there was this carnival where they put me in a fun house. It wasn't very fun. It scared the crap out of me, but it was some kind of cheaper jump scares, kind of if you've ever played Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, I think is what it's called. Kind of reminiscent of that in a way. But I had never heard of this. It doesn't have a big following on social media. I definitely think you need to wishlist this because it is well made, and the devs definitely seemed receptive to feedback because they were yeah, we're trying to make this puzzle a little bit more fine-tuned because at first it was, not enough, and now it's too much, and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, they were very sweet. Definitely one that I want to check out as well. I have to say, this being my first convention back in 3 years, the last one I went to was PAX East of 2020. Going to PAX East in 2023, things feel different. They're different, but it was so good to be back in the space, around the industry, around all the developers, around other creators, and just people in the industry who are as passionate as I am about all of this. I was a little nervous going in, wasn't sure if anyone would remember me. Shockingly, pretty much everyone said my name before I introduced myself to them, so I guess I'm doing something right, but every single one of them was it was the hair. I knew it was you, it was the hair, because we all had masks on, and I was what if they don't know what I look like? Neon orange hair, and obviously they figured it out. If there are any games coming out of PAX East that you need to be wishlisting, number 1 is Amanda the Adventurer, 2, My Friendly Neighborhood, 3, Cult of the Lamb / its DLC, Relics of the Old Faith, 4, Pizza Possum, I know, 5, Lord of the Rings, Gollum, and 6, Reveal. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. And we're playing all of these either here or in my Twitch streams. Let me know in the comments below if you were going to check out any of these, if you wish listed any of them, if you want to hear more of this style of content. This is definitely different for me, and I know PAX East was a little bit in the past, but I wanted, I don't know, I wanted to try to do something like this, and I don't know, I have a lot of ideas. We got so much content out of PAX East, so expect a couple more videos. Let me know your thoughts. If any of them sound interesting, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.